Hey guys, this week's podcast features Mac McGuire, the editor-in-chief of buffaBLOG. Mac came down, talked about running a popular blog, Buffalo's current music scene, and his favorite places to eat. Let's get to it.
We met probably...
I met you in person at our very first blog party.
Yeah.
Because I think you reached out to us to do a foodie.
Yes,
to me, Katie, and Chris.
Yes.
Who were like 3 of the original 6 writers.
Yeah.
And then we kind of did one in return. And I actually... Before I met you, I thought you were like a 40-year-old man. Like, I don't know why.
Well, you know what? There's not a lot of young Donalds in the world. So
yeah, maybe Donald. I don't know. Just like, I just hadn't thought of like who runs blog, like who run. Like, what kind of person runs a blog? So I'm like, oh, this guy's like really into like food. Like, so maybe it's just a guy that's been around for a while and he's been going to all these restaurants. And then like we're the same age. We're like a month apart.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I love that I come across as a 40-year-old man.
It wasn't even like in your writing. It's just. There's no reason behind it. I just saw the name Donnie Burtless. I'm like, maybe this guy's like 40. And we're both 29.
Yeah. It's been crazy, though. I mean, like, I think the two of us have really watched each other's sites grow in the last 4 years or so, or however long it's been. How has the last 2 years been for you? Has it really amped up as far as...
Growth-wise, in terms of growth, it's gone really up there. Sometimes we'll go through, like, weeks, months where there's like nothing.
Yeah.
Especially with like Facebook. Facebook's so like odd.
Yeah.
How, like, and I know that's not like the best way to judge because like some bands, some blogs, some sites like buy likes.
Yeah,
They advertise it. We've never done that.
And same with Twitter too. People buy Twitter followers.
We've never done that because I want to be like organic.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, and so if it's a little slower to build likes.
Yeah.
And that's so be it.
Yeah.
But the last 2 years have been good. I mean, we won that Art Voice Best Blog Award.
Yeah,
that was really cool. I mean, we've both been nominated the last couple of years. That was our 3rd nomination. Yeah. And again, I never thought I'd win just because Buffalo Rising always wins.
Yeah, seriously.
And so, like the first year, I was really like naive. I'm like, we're definitely gonna win this for this like cool music vlog. And then like the second year, I'm like, and we lost. And the second year, I'm like, we're not winning, and we didn't win. And then the third year, I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna go get some like. Good food because there's free food at that event.
Yeah, that Art Voice event is pretty awesome.
And you have to be on my birthday, which is a nice little birthday gift.
That is fantastic.
So I like that.
I was sitting at Aziz Ansari, and my brother went on behalf of Buffalo Eats, and he texted me that you guys won, and I couldn't text you fast enough. So I was so pumped. Yeah, I really wanted like either of us to win.
That's it. Like the only person I would be okay losing to was you because like we started at the same time.
Yeah,
we're both on the same like trajectory here. We're just dealing with different like. Topics, food versus music, but we've become friends over the time, and I couldn't be happier to lose to like, Buffalo Eats because I think you guys are one of the top blogs.
Thank you.
I'm not the biggest Buffalo Rising fan myself. Not that I have a, but so if they lose, I'm not. I don't. I was very happy that they lost.
Yeah. I was so excited. I mean, the two of us, we've worked our asses off for like the last couple of years. Like, I mean, we're both doing this out of love, essentially.
Yeah, because we both have full-time jobs.
Yeah.
Like, I like never take time off the blog. Like, I've got a lot of writers, so like I don't have to write that much, but I always have to be like looking at it. Like I went to Costa Rica last December, and I brought my computer with me to Costa Rica. I'm in this like beautiful house on this beach, and I'm on my stupid computer, like fixing grammatical errors.
Yeah.
You know, because like, I have people that help me, but there's like still some things, and this is just my own like ego and being like really anal. Like, there's some things that like I don't tell people that are wrong stuff, and I just fix it on my own, like little like aesthetic things. Like, if you say like I won't name writers. Like every, and I do things wrong too, but every writer has like their own little thing. Like one writer like will not capitalize days of the week. He just won't. And if he's listening, he knows who it is because I've asked him to, and he just won't. Like some writers, some writers won't put like punctuation inside of quotes.
Yeah.
Some, it's just little things like that that I could just tell them, hey, put your comments inside a quote, but I don't. I don't know why I don't.
Well, you're the editor-in-chief. This is your.
I'm not even like, but like I'm the editor. I'm not an editor. Like.
Do you have like an English degree or
no?
Okay.
No, like I should not be editing the vlog. Like I think of myself as more like content coordinator.
Yeah.
Like I look at every post, but like I don't have an English degree, but I have a good friend who is like kind of like my right hand man when it comes to editing.
Okay.
His name's Mike, and he catches everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, I need him like quite a bit for that because like I I just wrote. I don't like write on my own. I don't have any kind of degree in writing, so I'm just an average writer. Like, I don't consider myself a good writer. I write like on necessity, and I write like short posts. Like the posts I specialize in, like just announced for shows.
Yeah.
Like if Radiohead's coming, I'll do that. But like I won't write reviews.
Yeah.
That's just not me because I don't think I have like the vocabulary for it.
Yeah, I struggle with that still. Even
and ever since I used to like write a lot. It was more out of necessity because there weren't many of us.
Yeah,
but now we have so many that like I really don't. I try not to write. If there's a week where I don't write anything, that's almost a good week because that means the writers are doing everything that's assigned to them.
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
But I mean, you guys have when you and Chris were down here. I don't think your writing staff was nearly as big as it is now. Like it seems like that has just exploded. I can't
exactly remember where we were at when Chris was down here. Maybe we had a dozen, something like that. But now we have between 25 and 30, and some people only do like one post a week. Some people only do like one post a month.
Yeah.
But some people do 3 posts a week. So everyone has different amount of workload. But to have like a full week of content, like you need those people.
Yeah.
Like a perfect week for me is to have like 6 posts during like the work week.
Yeah.
And then weekends are tough. Like the only thing we really do on weekends are like show previews, and maybe like show reviews. But I don't want someone to write like this great opinion piece and post it on like a Sunday when it's beautiful out. No one's at their computer,
exactly, or
like,
a Bills game.
Yeah, like I want those pieces to go up during the week when people are at work at their computer.
Yeah,
because it's just a waste. I don't want to waste their work.
How is that logistics working? Arranging all these pieces. Like, do you kind of oversee the scheduling of that?
I make the schedule. Like, I send the schedule out to my staff every Sunday morning, and it has.
I love how professional you guys are. It is.
Don't go too far.
No, but it really is. It's well organized.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I would kill for this.
That's just how I figured it out. Like my friend Bill started the blog with my friend Katie, and he moved to Seattle, and so I kind of took over the scheduling, and that's just kind of how I decided to do it. I don't know if it's the right way or the wrong way, but it seems to work. So I do the schedule every Sunday morning.
Yeah,
it has every writer and like the week, and so if Donnie, if you're assigned an album review on Wednesday it'll say your album review day. If you have a preview, it has all that.
That's awesome.
And then you kind of fill in the gaps. Like if X Buffalo band releases a good single on a Tuesday, I can't predict that. So like those are kind of the ones where maybe I'll just put it up, or if I've got a writer that I'm talking to, like, hey, what do you think about this? Why don't you write about it real quickly?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Quick paragraph. So the scheduling thing is probably the easiest thing for me. Like I've learned like what writers like which types of music, what writers like which maybe local bands. So like I won't, if I can avoid it, like I won't, like if you don't like rap, I'm not going to assign you Chance the Rapper at the waiting room. Like I don't know rap, I can't write about rap, but I could write about Broken Social Scene because that's what I know. So I learn people's tastes,
nice.
And I try to assign to them because I think it's easier to write about something that you like about.
Exactly, yeah.
Or that you like. So I've along the way, whenever I have some new writers in, I kind of tell them like, what do you listen to? What do you like? What don't you like? So I can try to avoid giving them something that they're just not going to want to write about.
How often are you getting requests from people to write posts for you?
We get a lot of requests. Every once in a while, like when I lose a couple people, I'll put an ad up on Craigslist.
Nice.
Just, sometimes I say, through probably the fault of my own, like we didn't cover like the punk genre in Buffalo that much because I don't really listen to punk. So like, if you play a punk band for me, I don't know. I don't know if it's good or not. Like it's just not my genre. And same with rap. Like I can't listen to a rap song and tell you if it's good or not. Like maybe some, but like generally, like it's just not what I listen to.
Yeah.
So if I think I'm like lacking in a certain genre, I'll call it just for that specific genre.
Nice.
Or if I lose a couple writers, I'll try to bring in a couple more. So it sounds like so many writers, but I'd like to have 25 to 30 writers because it sounds like you have too many, but they really don't. Like if someone just writes once a month, that's 12 posts a year for them. Like that's really not much at all. And then we average probably 40 posts a week ish.
That's
35 to 40 posts a week. So if you think about it,
that's so much content.
That's a person writing once a month. In the grand scheme of things, is nothing.
Yeah.
So that's why I need to have so many writers. And sometimes I think I have too many, but then I'm like, then I look at the schedule, I'm like, I have 30 damn writers, and I still only have 2 posts up at 5 p.m. on Tuesday. Like, why do I have 30 writers? Like, what is the point of this?
I love your dedication.
So I have too much dedication. Like this, I don't know.
I mean, I'm with you. I mean, we post maybe if it's a busy week, 5 posts a week. If it's a slow week, 3 posts. It's just me and my wife, but. No, I mean, I monitor it on a daily basis. I'm constantly looking at comments. I'm looking at traffic, seeing what's not good, reaching out to people to like do articles. Like, I think people don't understand how much work goes into running a blog that you want to be serious, like that you want to be taken,
especially when you have a full-time job.
Yeah, exactly.
Too.
Yeah,
like some people think this is my job. Like, I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah, when I introduce people, like when I'm introduced to people and they know me from Buffalo Eats or whatever, they're like, "That's a really great job you have." I was like,
"Yeah, I'm like, I wish it. Yeah, like, it must."
Do you see ads like all over? Like, no.
Yeah. So, yes, I wish it was a full-time job, but like, I've managed to balance both.
Yeah,
I've got my job that I do. I'm able to kind of do.
Yeah,
some
it's a similar. There's similarities between the two. Yeah. Have you come to the realization that this probably will never be a full-time job, or if it is, it'll be a while away?
I think it could turn into something if we do it right. I just Katie, my blog partner Katie, who does kind of like
the design.
She's like behind the scenes, like design, business. She's more business minded than I am. I don't think of business. We actually just had a meeting with a couple guys to kind of just talk about the future blog, like how we want to like monetize it, because we're going to go live with our new site. Fingers crossed, because we've been working forever with the new site. Probably the very beginning of the new year.
And I've seen this. I've seen rough drafts or rough previews, I guess. Yeah, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Really
we waited we never thought we were going to need a new site because we never thought it would amount to anything. And then like we kind of just waited too long, and then we're like, okay, we definitely need a new site because this site looks so outdated. But we need money, and so like we only really get money right now when we have parties.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we need that money for other things. So it's probably a year or two late on this, to be honest with you, but it's finally coming. Yeah. So we kind of spoke to them and be like, hey, this is going to be the new site. We'd like to charge some ad space. Like, I don't want to turn into a billboard.
No, not at all.
But we might as well capitalize on a little of it.
Yeah.
At the very least, to just pay writers. Like my writers, thankfully, are doing this for free. Like, the only thing I really offer them is free concert tickets. Sometimes that's still good.
That's pretty great.
Yeah. Like
for a college kid, like that's probably pretty
they're not
awesome.
even all college kids. Like I have people from the age of 19 to 39 writing for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
And the 39-year-old Cliff, I don't mean to expose his age, but he's older than me. He's the most passionate one of anyone. Like he loves it.
Yeah.
So I mean, offering free tickets isn't too bad. Like I made a chart a couple years ago in how many free tickets I got, just to like figure out like what I got, and I saved like $600 in tickets.
That's amazing.
And, that's $600 is still like a nice chunk of like to save.
Yeah.
That's rent.
How many concerts are you going to on a monthly basis?
Not as much as I used to. Like every week I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go check out some of these shows, and it gets to the night, it's like, I don't know. And this is nothing against the band. It's nothing against the band. It's just like, man, it's just like I can't do that many. Like when I first started, I was going to like 4 shows a week.
Jesus.
And I still go to a lot. Like if there's a really good band in town, like I'm looking at your Wild Nothing poster behind you. Like I was at that show. It was a great show.
Yeah.
And so I'll go to those, and I still go see a lot of local stuff because I want to, I want to know if some of these bands are good before I write about them.
Yeah.
Especially if they're going to play like our parties. I need to know if this is a good live band, because not every good recording band is a good live band.
Yeah.
Vice versa. So maybe on average, maybe just like once a week now, but like some weeks will be like nothing, and the other weeks will be like 4 or 5. So that's, I try to get to a lot.
Yeah. Have you noticed in the last like year or so or 2 years, like the Buffalo getting more shows or getting maybe better shows?
I think we're getting, I don't know if more is right. I think better is right. We're getting acts that I don't think would have come here. Like, was it last year? Was last year M83 or was that 2 years ago?
I think it was last year. Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's a show that we would have gotten 5 years ago.
Yeah, I agree with
we're
that.
Getting quality acts. Like, again, I'm looking at Wild Nothing. The Trail did a great job this summer with getting some really quality, like, up-and-coming indie acts. And, especially with some venues like Mohawk Place closing and Show Place closed. But Mohawk Place was a big loss. Just
that was pretty rough.
That was the only place in town that was like a 150 to 200 person venue.
Yeah.
Like, I guess the problem with Buffalo venues is right now, like, there's all these venues opening, but they're all like 300 to 400 size places.
Yeah.
And like those are great, but like you need to have something below and above. Like we don't have. Like I was talking to my friend the other day about like Arcade Fire. Like if Arcade Fire came to Buffalo, like they're playing like arenas other places, but would they play arena in Buffalo? Like are they big enough in Buffalo?
They'd probably have to play like a Shays, but who would want to sit down?
There's like not like a standing room venue like the Armory in Rochester that could hold 1,000 to 2,000 people.
Yeah, general admission.
Yeah. like there's seated venues. Like I work at the Center for the Arts at UB.
Yeah.
That's 1,700 person. It's a seated venue though. Shays is 3,000 ish.
Yeah.
And Klein Hands is somewhere kind of in the middle. But those are seated venues. A lot of these bands don't want to play seated venues.
Yeah.
So, God, we got a little off topic.
No. I mean, I kind of want to talk about the state of like the concert scene too.
Yeah. So like we need. There's these venues are reopening, like Ironworks. Buffalo Ironworks just opened. I haven't been there yet. I might go there.
It looks nice.
Yeah,
I went there before a Sabres game.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet, but I plan on it at some point. But I think it's like a 400-person venue.
Yeah.
Showplace is going to reopen. That's a 400-person venue.
That's going to be
the
huge.
waiting room. Yeah, it's going to be good. Yeah, the waiting room is like a 400-person venue.
Yeah.
The Trailf is like 250 to 300.
Yeah.
So that there's all these the same size, but there's nothing smaller to get. God, who did Mohawk have that could have been one like Rara Riots?
Yeah.
Like that was one of the last shows I saw at Mohawk Place. It was, I think it was a salad or just near sellout, and it was like 200 people. It was perfect.
Yeah.
But there's not a venue like that right now, and then there's nothing above.
And there's no that middle. We have First Niagara, which is 18,000 or something, or 20,000.
I mean,
maybe.
if it's the summer, they could do our park, but in the winter, where is a band that could play a 1,000-person venue going to play? They're going to have to go to Rochester.
Yeah.
To the Armory or Water Street if they open up their big room is maybe 600. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird. spot.
But I think it's still in a good state. Like I think that.
Well, I've just noticed bands, like really hip bands that have been coming the last like 18 months that I was personally shocked to see. Like I mean, like I saw like Odd Future, like like just like bands that are like. For lack of a better term, like Pitchfork hip, like bands that you would think would just skip over and go to just bigger cities like Boston, Chicago, New York.
Yeah, we're definitely not getting like no one's going to route around Buffalo.
No,
like because I know this from the Center for the Arts. Like you have to have like a 3 to 4 day gap in between like Cleveland and New York City.
Yeah,
and maybe they'll come to Buffalo. Like no one's going to build. There's like. Oh man, we got Buffalo on this tour. Like, yeah, this is gonna be a great tour. Like, no one's. I mean, it's a shame, but like, we're not there yet. So
exactly.
So, but we are getting better acts, which is really good.
Yeah. And I think that Buffalo's been pretty good about selling out these shows or attending them, too.
I think some venues, and I won't name names because I don't want to like bite the hand that feeds, but some venues I don't think promote very well.
I see.
Like I think that. And not to toot our horn, I think they're relying on us to do some promoting, like
the free promotion.
Yeah, like we get like press releases, which is great. I love to do these just announced posts are like my favorite posts because people love that stuff. If you announce that a really good band's coming, people like eat that up. But between that just announced post and our preview, which we do the day of a show, I don't see much promotion coming from them. Yeah. So I think some shows could do a lot better. And again, I'm not going to name venues. But they could do so much better, and I think that that's what's hard. Like Tom Ballroom does a great job. Like they do a very good job in promoting. Yeah. I'll talk about the venues that do a good job of promoting.
Yeah, they do.
But some really need to step that up because people don't know about these shows. Yeah. Like some people like will tell me like, hey, like who's coming to Buffalo in the next couple weeks? And I'm like, well, there's this band playing here, this band playing here. I'm like, well, I've never, how am I supposed to know this? I'm like, well, A, you can just read my blog, but B, like, these venues should be promoting more. So I think that's the problem is lack of promotion from venues and from promoters. Yeah, so not all, but some.
Yeah, and hopefully, in the years to come, that'll get better and stuff like that. Yeah, and I know like that big project that was announced on the waterfront. Where they're taking that green elevator and turning it into I think there's supposed to be like a 3,000 seat venue or something like that.
I saw they were doing that. I didn't know the size.
Yeah.
So 3,000 is good.
Yeah,
that's where Arcade Fire can play.
That's exactly that zone where it's not too big and it's not too small.
Is it going to be seated or general admission? Do you know?
They said arena, so I'm assuming it's going to be seated.
Okay. Well, still, we don't have that size.
Exactly. Yeah.
Especially in the winter. In the summer they could have it at our park or at the harbor or the outer harbor. But in the winter, there's less options.
How have you noticed the local scene going over the last couple of years? Have you noticed like more quality acts coming out? I think it's good.
I really didn't start getting into local scene since till 2006. So what the local scene was prior to then. Yeah, I'm not the guy to ask. Yeah. Because I graduated college in 2006, and when I grew up in Amherst, so I didn't go into the city when I was growing up. Yeah.
I grew up in Orchard Park. Same thing.
Like 2006 was my first time ever at Mohawk Place. Yeah. So from 2006 to the present, it's really what my local music experience
but even
is.
You could.
But I think from now, just from when we started the blog to now, I think the quality acts are great. Like when we put together like our lineups of shows, like there's a lot of great acts to choose from.
Yeah,
and and a lot of different genres. Punk, just straight up indie. Hip hop. Like there's a lot of like good stuff to choose from.
Has it been making it difficult to pick lineups? Like, do you have like more than what you want, or are you trying to spread the love?
Yes and no. Like, we don't want to repeat acts until we have to.
Yeah.
Like, we've actually only repeated one act so far.
Oh, really?
And we've had, this is probably like our 10th or 12th party.
Wow.
That we're gonna have in December, which we can talk about in a little bit.
Yeah.
We do like 3 a year. Yeah, so I guess 10 to 12, somewhere in there. I can't remember exactly.
That's pretty awesome.
So we haven't repeated anyone. I'd like to maybe, if there's acts from like some of our first, like our first party, I don't think any of those acts are even, like our very first party was
Birthday on
Love
that?
Scenes, who sometimes play, sometimes don't.
Yeah.
Birthday was on it, who are across the country. Arctic Death, who aren't a band
they're
anymore.
not a band anymore?
No, I think they broke up. Who else played?
Was Early Attic on
no, the Tins played that.
The Tins, okay.
So the Tins are really the only active band playing.
Wow.
And they're the only repeat. They played like our beach, we had a beach party like last summer, too, 2012. So they're the only repeat we've had. So
that's pretty crazy.
Maybe if I'm struggling on some bands, I'll pull someone from an old show. Yeah. Because there's some bands that like we had when they just started, now they could be a completely different band. They have a different lineup, or their sounds changed, or they've just gotten better. Like there's I won't name any names, but like there's some that I'd like to revisit.
Yeah.
When it gets to that point, like we've got our December one booked, and I'm already thinking about our birthday. Our birthday is in March, like the end of March. It's not set or anything.
What
but it's always
birthday is that going to be?
It'll be our 4th birthday.
Nice.
Yeah. And we'll hopefully have our new site by then. It'd be nice to have a new site within a 4-year existence. That makes me that like upsets me. Just saying that we still have the same site.
We've like messed around with our blog theme a bunch of times. The one that we have now, I think we've had for like 2 years.
I like your setup now.
Yeah, it's simple, and I think
that's good. I think it's good to have simple sites. Yeah. Like I don't like having to like navigate through sites. I like knowing where everything is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to like stand up for my blog, but I think simplicity sometimes is a good
yours
thing.
is very easy to find everything. And I like the sidebar. It has all the categories. For
I like that.
Yeah. And I saw the calendar that should be coming hopefully soon.
Calendar is going to be the best
That
part.
is going to be
it's going to be
awesome.
much more, it's going to be a very functional calendar. It's going to be more interactive. I think it's something that the promoters are really going to like in town because
the only thing that's like that now is Art Voice, but it's like a huge printed section that you have to
like text. Ours is going to be, without like getting too much into it, it's going to be much more like graphic based.
Yeah.
And stuff's really going to like pop.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
When that does go up, hopefully January 1st, whatever, like we'll say like the first Monday of the new year, whatever that is. So hopefully you'll see what that is at that point. But I'm really proud of that. And I really personally had nothing to do with that. That's Katie, my partner, and who's the guy that we've got building it. That's their thing. So she did a really good job with that.
Yeah. Since we also talked, the podcast unfortunately left this world.
Oh, my podcast?
Yeah.
Well, Chris and I don't do it any longer. Chris has a very different schedule now.
Yeah.
But we are going to launch a new podcast. Mike Moretti was one of my writers. He did the WBNY local show for like the last year. He is currently living in Iowa for about a year. He finished his master's.
Oh, okay.
And he got a job out there. He wants to be in Buffalo. He's still going to move back at maybe the end of the year, but he's going to start doing like the local show. Like it's going to be it's not going to be called the local show. But it's going to be basically what the local show is.
Yeah.
An hour long of the new Buffalo releases, and we want that the launch of that to coincide with the new site.
That'd be awesome.
He's kind of like messing around. Like we got like some nice podcast equipment for him.
Awesome.
And he probably could go up with it now. The one thing is, we don't think we're having a little difficulty with like putting it on iTunes.
Yeah.
It's such like different language for us.
Yeah.
He can edit it and do it. Like that's fine, but like actually upload it, and we want to like have that all set before we debut. We don't want to like debut and be like, oh hey, in 3 months you can find it on iTunes. We want it to all be at once. So it'd be nice. So I guess have that coincide with the launching of the new site.
That'd be really cool.
I won't be personally doing the podcast, but we will have a podcast series. And Mike does a great job. Mike's got a lot of history in radio.
Yeah.
He knows more about the local music scene than anybody. He lives in Iowa. He lives in goddamn Iowa right now, and every day he sends me new Buffalo stuff. And sometimes I just I'm sorry, Mike. Sometimes I can't even like look at all of it. I just say like, this is cool. So sorry.
Are you getting like requests from bands too, like local bands? Are you getting just like MP3s thrown?
Yeah,
at
we
you
get
guys?
a lot of stuff sent to us. I try to like, if I don't personally look at it, I try to get like a few writers to like look at it, and be like, hey, what do you think of this? Because like. Again, if like a rap song gets sent to me, I can't listen to it and tell you it's good. I just can't.
But you have your rap guy look at it.
Yeah, I've got a few people who like and know hip hop and rap.
Yeah.
That can listen to it and be like, hey, this is good. It's got good beats.
Yeah.
Good flow, whatever. So, but yeah, I try to listen to most of the stuff.
Yeah.
But that's the good thing about having a lot of writers. I don't have to listen to everything.
God, I need.
So we do get a lot of people reaching out to us, but that's good. I want people reaching out to us. Like, I want to know like Bandcamp is probably our best resource for finding stuff.
Yeah.
Bandcamp's awesome. Like I don't know why anyone messes with like Reverb Nation. Like, do not put. I don't even want to go. If you have some Reverb Nation. I will never go to your Reverb Nation site. It's so bad. Like Bandcamp is so easy and convenient, and I just use Bandcamp. It's great. SoundCloud's good too, but like Bandcamp is the way to go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it just looks more like professional too. Like I
mean,
it really even like isn't like I can make a Bandcamp page in 5 minutes, but like it just looks better. Like I really like Bandcamp a lot,
and it helps too with like Hype Machine and stuff like that too, right?
Yeah, because Hype Machine just started recognizing Bandcamp. Hype Machine. People don't know it's like a blog database.
Yeah,
and when we started the blog, it only recognized SoundCloud widgets.
Yeah.
So we always said our preferred widget. By widget, I assume people know what a widget is, but like the audio or video
the embedded
clip,
thing,
the embedded audio that's in the post. SoundCloud was only recognized by Hype Machine, and we get a lot of hits through there.
Yeah,
especially we post some non-local stuff too, and people if. Like Radiohead's got a new single, that thing is going to like blow up on Hype Machine because every blog is going to write about it.
Exactly, yeah.
And so you get a lot of hits there. They're like not really organic hits. They're kind of cheap hits.
Yeah.
But
they're
a hit. So, but they've just recently started recognizing YouTube and Bandcamp.
Oh, nice.
And Bandcamp's great because 75% of our local posts have a Bandcamp widget in it. Nice. So it's nice that at least gets recognized for the potential for more people to see.
Yeah. I mean, I love Hype Machine. I use it.
It's really
on
good.
a regular basis.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't we? We'll save the December announcement for later. Let's switch to food real quickly.
If there's one thing I like more about music is food. I love food.
Yeah. I mean, not only did we become friends just because we were like growing blogs at the same time, but you also I would consider yourself a foodie.
I think so. I mean, I've got like an iron stomach. I can eat anything.
Yeah.
And so I'm willing to try.
You don't believe in food poisoning.
Yeah, I'm willing. Yeah, that's correct. I'm willing to try anything.
Yeah.
And I've tried some weird stuff.
Yeah.
I've been to Europe quite a few times.
Yeah.
And I always make sure to try like the delicacies. Like I went to Iceland and I tried like there's this like rotten shark meat, shark blubber. Yep. So like when I was in Reykjavik with my buddy, we had to go into this like seedy flea market and find even like seedier fish markets to find this, and it's just like cubed. It's just like cubes of fat, or blubber, whatever.
Yeah, it's basically rotted and fermented.
Yeah, it's rotten Greenland shark, and it's served in like those like plastic condiment cups. You eat it with like a toothpick. So luckily that day I had a pretty stuffy nose, so like I could taste it's pretty awful. But my friend, who was very healthy when he ate it, like it was just burning through his nostrils. So it was not good.
No.
I was glad I tried it.
Yeah. You so
I'm
cross
willing
it off.
I'm willing to try anything.
Oh, that's what I enjoy. And the best part though is that whenever you go somewhere, it seems like I wouldn't say you base your trip around food, but you make sure to go out of your way when you're in those places. Yeah,
there's every time I go somewhere, and especially overseas, I've got like 5 things on my list. Like I have to try this. This is like a delicacy. Like when I was in Spain, cow cheek I had to try. Yeah. And it was like the best thing I've ever had.
Cheeks are awesome.
Yeah, when I went to Scotland, blood pudding and haggis. Or black pudding and haggis.
Yeah.
Haggis was awesome. Black pudding wasn't awful. It just tastes kind of like a dried like brownie cake, but it was cow's blood.
Coagulated cow's blood.
Yeah, it was quite like cow's blood. But if you didn't know that, if you throw like some brown sauce, it was like if a brownie was a brownie of like meat. I try to think like a way to describe it. It wasn't awful.
Yeah,
and I don't like hear like people say like, oh, like don't you hate like you don't want to know what's in a hot dog because you'll never eat it. I'm like I don't give a shit what's in a hot dog. Like if it tastes good, I don't care
exactly
what is in a hot dog.
Yeah.
I mean to an extent.
I don't want
if it's like a dead hot dog in a hot dog. I don't want to eat it. But like I don't care what part of the pig they use.
Yeah,
it tastes fine to me.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why like when say like you're eating dried cow's blood, like it tastes fine, right? Like, yeah, so like, so why do I care? It's good. So
yeah, I enjoy that. I appreciate that about you. It's and we've made a couple food trips ourselves locally here. Nothing that exciting as dried cow's blood.
We did the Puerto Rican place. What is that place called? La Cueva?
La Cuva?
Cuva. Yeah, the Puerto Rican place, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to do another one sometime.
Yeah, we have to really,
because your wife is not like the ethnic food fan, right?
Not as much as I do. No,
okay,
I mean,
I am your guy. Then.
Yeah,
we talked about this already, but I would like to do another one with you.
Yeah. Have you been? I mean, there's been an influx of new restaurants, I'd say, in the last like 6 months or so. Like, have you been finding any new good places?
I don't get to as many restaurants as I used to, and it's not because I'm avoiding them. It's just I just get really busy at night, and I don't go out as much. The last good one I had was, and you said you just recently went to it, was this Jewish deli. We both work in Amherst.
Yes.
I work at UB, and you work relatively close to there.
Yeah.
And so I went to this Jewish deli called Reuben's in what's that plaza called? It's on Maple and North Forest.
Yeah.
It's like where like Fuji Grill is
and Dessert Deli,
and
Pizza Works.
Reuben's Jewish Deli.
Yeah.
And it was incredible there.
Yeah.
Like, I had the corned beef and pastrami sandwich. I had matzo ball soup.
Wow, you went on.
They serve you, they serve you like the nice pickles and the coleslaw with it. Like, that place was like legit.
Yeah.
And the last place that was really like that in Buffalo, and I'm sure I'm missing something, but do you remember Max's Deli? It was in, this is before, it was, see, it's kind of like out of your neck of the woods. It was in the plaza where Black and Blue is in like Williamsville.
Oh, okay.
It was like if you're looking at the plaza, it was kind of like at the left corner, like right near what was that rib place? Damon's Ribs. It was right near like Damon's Ribs.
Okay, yeah.
And it was this great Jewish deli, and I don't know why it failed, but I haven't found a Jewish deli like that.
Yeah.
And again, it's not like I'm like this expert in Jewish cured meats.
No.
But I really liked that place, and this Reuben's place was really, really
good. And you walk in, it's a long bar, and then there's just a bunch of little tables. But
it used to be like a sports like a sports authority or something.
Yeah,
something
but
like
it looks great. Like, it looks like something kind of out of New York City.
Yeah.
They have a little bit of like the cheesy signs on the like some Subway like signs and stuff like that.
They want to know that there's like this New York connection. I mean, they get like their breads and bagels are brought. I was there with my mom, and she was talking to the guy, and they said they get their bagels and breads in like every other day from New York.
That's awesome.
I think the pickles come from New York, and I'm sure other things come from New York too. Yeah. So it's authentic. So that's good.
Yeah.
Because they always say that there's something like in the water in New York. That's why like their bagels. New Yorkers are so smug with their bagels. They're like, our bagels are so much better. Like I had all these Long Island friends at school, and they're like, your bagels suck. And I'm like, I can't tell the difference. It's just bagels. But they said there's something in our water that makes their bagels better, and I think they're actually right. But I won't give them credit.
No, and even
they are really good.
And even then, Long Islanders will say that even compared to Manhattan, it's not even close. That Long Island bagels oversee like whatever is in Manhattan, and then Buffalo's way down on the list.
But other than that, I haven't been to that many new restaurants. Like I haven't been to like Tapo yet.
No.
God, what else? I haven't been to like Mike. I'm just trying to think of like something like the last like calendar year.
Do you have like an internal wish list or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I'd love to go to Mike A's. The blog doesn't pay money, so I can't really go there I can't go there, but I will go to Mike A's. See, I try to use this as excuses for my birthday dinner, but my dad and my brother are so picky eaters.
Oh, that's a shame.
So, like, Shango is my favorite restaurant in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Every birthday, I say, I want to go to Shango. My mom's like, your dad and brother will not eat there.
I'm like,
it's my birthday.
They can get a steak.
It's my birthday.
Or
I want to go to Shango. They're like, they will not go there. I'm like, well, what the hell? It's my birthday.
How did you turn into this like adventurous eater with some...
I don't know. My dad's from England, so he's like a meat and potatoes guy.
Okay.
He likes meat. He likes steaks, potatoes, burgers, lamb, and like bacon and toast. That's what he eats. My brother, growing up, was an extremely picky eater. All he ate was like corn on the cob and macaroni and cheese and like chicken fingers and fries.
Yeah.
And he's getting better now. Yeah. It's more my dad. It's my dad's fault. So thanks. My mother is more adventurous. She's willing to try stuff.
Okay.
Some things she still can't get. Like I took her for sushi like 2 years ago, and I'm like, you just had to like put the entire piece of sushi in your mouth, and she's like cutting it in half. I'm like, this isn't like a pork chop, like just so. But she's willing to try stuff. So I don't know why I'm more adventurous with food. I just am. I just like to eat. I used to be a little heavier when I was in school, so I think that's why I eat like I'm 30 pounds more than I actually am. But
I wish I had that. I just eat like the size that I am. So it's unfortunate, but
what are you like? like I don't know if you I know you guys do like a best of, but what are like some of like your like top 3 like new restaurants at Buffalo that you've
top
eaten
3
this
new
year?
restaurants,
or just a couple that you've really liked?
So it's super new. The Crust right on the corner where Sample used to be.
Yeah.
It's nice Roman style pizza, so it's a little bit crispier, and it's just something
Roman
different.
style is kind of like in between thin crust
and like
because like they always say like Buffalo pizza is in the middle
between like Chicago and New York.
Chicago, New York, and I'm not saying Buffalo's like Roman, but like it's kind of like that same thickness, right?
Kind of, except it's a little bit extra crunchy. Like for one, they cook everything in like a rectangle.
Yeah.
Like
oh yeah, I saw that
pizza Altalgio.
So would you describe that place like? Because someone asked me what it was like, and I haven't been there, but it's like if you went to Wegmans and you do like the substation.
Kind of, yes.
And it's kind of like
I would say
right?
like that or
like
Chipotle.
You
watch the whole process in front of you. It's a little pricey for some people.
I saw it was like $12 for
yeah.
But you get 4 slices out of it. I guess $3 a slice.
But the thing is that the dough is deceiving. It's so thick that it's almost like really good bread. So I mean, one slice, that, like you're crushing through that. So I've been really pumped about that. God, I mean, we've been to a couple new restaurants. We haven't been too thrilled.
No place I like, and this is maybe this is just because Buffalo does not have a lot of good Mexican food, but I think Don Tequila is pretty good Mexican food.
I've only been there once. I had shrimp tacos.
I always get like it's called like the grande burrito. It's like the size of like a newborn baby.
Yeah.
And it's like humongous, but it's really good.
I'm thrilled that anything is in that building besides K. Gallagher's. So.
You were in a K. I think I went to K. Gallagher's once in my life, so I can't say if
I went there like 3 times, and twice we had to walk out because we didn't get service after 40 minutes. So I'm pretty thrilled that
I'm glad there's more Mexican places. Are you a Cantina Loco fan?
I am. I've taken a wave. When they first opened, it was I was at a certain point, and it was okay, and then I think it dipped a little bit. But I went there like two weeks ago, I guess, and it was really, really good.
Here's the complaint about it, and this is more my friends complain. The host or hostess there,
yeah,
and this I'm quoting a friend, but they're absolutely on point. It's like you walked into like their living room and they're pissed that you're in there. Like they're not very friendly. The host or hostess. It's like, how dare we eat at your establishment? But
I have heard that.
But I really like the Korean tacos.
Yeah, that Korean taco is by far the best one.
It's
on
really,
the menu.
really good.
Yeah, they have an issue where I think they literally limit their hours and everything because they're too busy. They're like one of the rare restaurants where like they can kind of do whatever they want.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But we don't have like a Tex-Mex place.
No, I mean you're gonna have to go out to Medina, which is where I went like a couple months ago. Yeah,
but I mean, because when Cantina Local came in, people were like, "Oh, this is gonna be authentic Mexican." It's like really not. I mean,
and I don't think Mike was ever trying to say.
Yeah, I don't think he was. Yeah, I'm not trying to sell him short because
Yeah.
he does a good job, and like I think the place is great. Like I love everything I've had there.
Yeah,
but there's not like I've been to Austin, so I'm spoiled.
Yeah,
and, like, we don't have anything like that.
No. If you go like to Austin or California or any place that has a large Mexican population, you're not going to be able to compare.
Yeah. Okay, so we got off topic. So you like Crave, and then or no, I'm sorry, you like Crust?
Crust. I also like Craving on Hurdle. That's actually pretty good. I think they're changing it up from what Sample used to be enough that it's actually pretty exciting.
I never once ate at Sample.
I think not a lot of people did. It was.
I think that's.
I mean, I think a lot of people were scared off that they were just going to walk away and not be full, and I think that's not the right way to go into a meal there. I think their idea was more to be creative and small plates and not walk out feeling like you're gonna throw up.
I was upset, and this has anything to do with Crust. I'm upset that like a pizza place went in there. Like there's so many pizza places in Buffalo.
I was on the same place. I mean, when Allentown came in right down the street,
you
that
don't
was
like Allentown pizza.
I do not know.
Yeah,
which is a shame. But
I think what should have gone in Allentown pizza was like a bakery that could have baked breads and rolls for all the restaurants on that block, and then where French Quarter Cafe used to be, that should be a butcher. And they could have meats for everyone. Like, why is New York Pizza going to open up a restaurant there that serves crappy spaghetti?
Well, they're not going to do that anymore.
Well, good. But so, if anyone's listening that's a butcher, open up a butcher's shop. Yeah, that's perfect.
I would kill.
There's
for
no
a butcher shop.
Is there a butcher anywhere in what's the closest butcher to us?
The closest
Johnny's
would
Meats
be
on Hurdle?
Yeah, that would probably be one. I mean,
get Wegmans, but
Spars is not a butcher per se.
I don't think of them as a butcher though.
It's a sausage shop.
But there's no place in Allentown or that one where you can go get like a good fresh raw good raw steak.
Yeah.
And go like why is that? Why is there not?
I don't know. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
It's a bummer, but I mean, there's no butchers really in America anymore, and
Yeah,
if they
I mean,
are,
it's like
they're at a supermarket like Wegmans or Tops.
Yeah, I guess like I mean in the area, just like Federal Meats is really Federal and Johnny's on Hurdle.
Yeah,
that's all.
Would you say that would be the one thing that you'd like to see next year, 2014?
I would like to see a nice butcher shop. I'd like to see a nice dumpling place. And I know you spoke about this before. Or
Nice
a place that
dim
does
sum.
like those pork buns. But yeah, I mean, I mean, anytime I'm in Toronto, I go to Chinatown. I can't think of the name of the place, but I always go to this really good dumpling place, and it's awesome.
Nice.
We don't have anything quite like that.
No.
I like a more authentic Tex-Mex place. And I don't know. I mean, I would have said more seafood, but then that place is opening downtown. Ocean? The Shango, Shango
Ocean.
offshoot?
Yeah. But that's going to be more oysters.
Yeah,
and
well,
things like that.
that's fine. Like a upscale raw bar.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool. And
because all the raw bars close, all this, the appeal of raw bar is like you're outside and shuck whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And but like it'd be nice to have something a little more upscale because Shango, as I've said many times in the various before, is my favorite restaurant. So anything associated with Shango is good in my book.
It's in probably my top 5, like easily. Like it's one of my favorites.
My best dining experience of the year, though.
This year?
This year.
I will be asking you this for our year end, but please go ahead.
Okay, can I tease it?
Yeah.
My best dining experience was I had a good buddy who moved to San Francisco. His name's Dan, if he's listening, which he probably isn't. There's nothing to do with you. He's just probably doing it despite me. We took him to Viking Lobster. What is that, Pennsylvania Street? And so it was like 6 of us. So 6 of us got to qualify for like whatever this meal's called.
The Ultimate Feast.
Yeah, the Viking Lobster Ultimate Feast. So we all dropped $50 and we got like a full lobster. We got a king crab claw, like this massive claw. Like I could beat you to death with this claw. A cluster of snow crab, and then you got dumplings, scallops, mussels, shrimp. I don't know, so much more. And that was the best meal I've had all year. The best.
I've only heard great things about it.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
And it's one of those places that it's a diamond in the rough. I mean, it's in an area that is not known for restaurants, really.
It's just in a neighborhood too.
Yeah,
it's not like it's just a gutted house that's now a restaurant.
It's like cash only, BYOB.
Yep.
Like it's super low key. They really only have like kind of a website and a Facebook page.
I like that though. Like people don't know about it.
Yeah.
Like the one thing, like Encore, for example.
Yeah.
They have that like sushi deal. That's like Tuesdays. It's like all you can eat sushi, but everybody knows about it. So you go there, and it takes 45 minutes to get a roll. Like I eat a roll, and then 45 minutes later I get another roll. It's just like, and their sushi is really good. That is like a sneaky good sushi place.
It is, yeah.
Like really big fresh rolls and like inventive rolls.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a little off topic, but the point of it is that like people don't know about Viking Lobster, and it's kind of like this special little place. And it was like a perfect meal. It was so good.
That's on our short wish list. Like I have a couple places I want to try to hit before the end of the year, and like that's like really high on that list.
I think my wish list is definitely Mike A's.
Yeah.
I like to try Tapo just because it's associated with Mike. Well, how do you say his name? Andrzejewski?
Andrzejewski. Yeah.
Just because it's associated with Mike Andrzejewski, I like to try it.
Yeah.
And is there another place? I'm sure there is. I just can't think off the top of my head. Oh, what about? Have you been to that place that's on Rhode Island Street, Premier, where Prime 490 used to be?
Oh, Providence Social.
Providence, yeah.
I have not been there.
Okay,
no.
I don't know if it's good or not, but I'd like to check it out.
Yeah, it looks very pretty. I've seen pictures of the inside. They got a really fancy neon sign on the side now. It looks gorgeous.
Okay.
So
and I like to get back to Bistro Europa. I think that's the best.
Dude.
I think that's the best restaurant in the Elmwood Village.
I would say Bistro Europa and Tabri are the two best restaurants in Western New York.
Well, they're in Williamsville now. If it's in Williamsville, I can take my mom because my mother lives in Williamsville.
Yeah.
And when she comes to the city, she used to live in the city. She's driving down Elmwood. She's lost. I'm like, you're on Elmwood. How are you lost? She has no idea to get together.
Yeah.
So,
this is right off of Main Street in Snyder, technically.
Yeah, it's a 2-minute drive from my parents' house.
Yeah. So I can't highly recommend that.
Yeah, I got to go there. I saw a guy got a perfect rating in the Buffalo News, and that's
the second time ever.
That's rare.
Yeah.
Do you know who the first one was?
Mike A's.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are there we go. Those are the two I want to go to. I have good taste. Yeah.
I think we can maybe start to wrap this guy up.
Do you have any interest in talking about your favorite music of the year? Is that what you want? Did you want to do that at all? We don't have to.
We can. I wanted to get more into local music this year. Like that was my goal.
Okay.
And we're going to be talking about them
about
shortly.
this?
But I would say Del Paxton is my favorite local CD of the year, and it's not even close. Like I've listened to it probably like 30 times now. Like I'm obsessed with that album.
It's really good, and I'm not like. What is that genre? Is that? Is that like emo punk? Emo?
Yeah.
What is that now?
You know what? I don't even associate it with a genre. I associate it with like 2002 to 2004.
Yeah.
Like that was like
that's on Motion Sick. The last song.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I guess I'm burning a hole in your pocket. Like that's a great lyric. Like that song is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think Del Paxton and Marine Biologists.
Are
two of maybe like the top 3 or 4 like best new bands.
Yeah.
In Buffalo, like Marine Biologists. Did you hear Marine Biologists at all? Have you heard?
Not
them?
yet. No.
They're kind of like the Antlers, like that kind of like really like wrenching emotional music, like meets like maybe like a little like Mogwai, like a little like post rock.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they could do like this really good instrumental stuff. They released this really good EP, maybe just under a month ago, and it's kind of like one of those that like you know how they call the songs like suites, like they all just kind of like go into each other. It's like that. It's really good. Like it's like heavy emotions. It reminds me a lot of the Antlers album Hospice, which is like, geez, like that album was depressing. And I don't mean this, but I don't mean like Marine Biologists are depressing, but just in like feel and
vibe.
It
created
that's
that
like,
atmosphere.
If I had to just tell anyone like this is what this band sounds like, that's what like they sound like that album. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
because that album's good.
Yeah. How do you feel about just in general the music of that was released this year? Like
it for local or non-local?
Non-local, just in
non-local.
General.
I think this is one of the best album years in a really long time. Like last year, I didn't think it was a very good strong album year. Okay. There's some really good albums. Like Japan Droid's Celebration Rock is a great album. Yeah. The Shins album, Portmore, I loved just because I love the Shins. I never thought they were going to release another album. Yeah. The Walkmen released a great album.
Do you get the thing though where if an album comes out early in the year and you start to do your like year end, do you almost like have to remind yourself about it or
yes and no. If I was just talking to one of the other writers the other day about like because we're going to start doing in December, we're going to start doing our best stuff.
Yeah, which I love. I love your best stuff.
Yeah, thank you. I like it too. Just because I love reading people's opinions. So we're going to do like our favorite shows of the year, our favorite songs, and favorite albums. And if it ended today, my favorite song is Letter of Intent by DuckTales. And that album came out in April.
Okay.
So it's still my favorite stuff of the year, I still think of like early in the year. Like the Men album was great. Like this is like, anything I'm about to say was released like May or sooner. So like the Yo La Tengo album, the Men album, DuckTales, all those are like some of my favorites, and that's still early in the year. It's very easy to call them up. Like people, like I'm sure a lot of people will say like Arcade Fire is the best album of the year because it just came out last week.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a really good album.
Yeah,
Arcade Fire didn't quite get me like the Suburbs got me. Yeah, because like the themes of the Suburbs was all about like I say this all the time like the Funeral, their first album Funeral was all about like I got to get out of like my parents' house. I got to get out of here. Yeah, like and like when it came out, they came out in like 2003. Yeah, and I was just like finishing high school and in college, and that's what I want. I never wanted to see my parents again. And then when the Suburbs came out last year, you and I are in our late 20s right now. Yeah, yeah. And not that I want to move back to the Suburbs, but like the Suburbs was all like dealing with like, hey, like maybe our lives weren't so bad back then. Like, maybe like where we are now like wasn't all that was cracked up to be. Exactly. And I love that because like I'm at the age where like I've got friends getting married and having children, and I'm not doing either of that. And so I'm like maybe like. That domesticity life is like what I want.
Hey,
and I don't know what
I
it is.
am moving to the suburbs, literally.
So that album spoke to you even more. Maybe you moved because of that.
Yeah, I should maybe listen to it now and have
so we got off topic. But this year I think is so much stronger album wise. I can't say what my favorite album of the year is. Yeah, and that's not because it's been a bad year. That's because it's been like an incredible year for albums. Like there's been so many good albums, like Vampire Weekend, The National.
That National album, it's probably my top 3.
It's really good. Yeah. It's really good. Yeah. I can't think of what else. I mean, even some recent ones. Cut Copy, which is coming out. Yeah. Well, when this airs, it'll come out. Yeah, yeah. I think it'll come out just before this airs. And the Arcade Fire, great albums. Michael Cronin, Phosphorescent, Kurt Vile. Like, there's so many great albums that came out this year. It's gonna be. It's really gonna be different.
So let's wrap this up. This is no. I love it. Yeah. This is going up on the 12th when people are listening to this, November 12th.
Tuesday, right?
Yeah, Tuesday. Okay. You guys have a concert coming up, not in November, in December.
Yeah. Well, technically we have 2 shows coming up.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah. Well, the first one I'll do shortly. We were asked to do the after party for Mass Appeal this year, which is like this big fashion show fundraiser that the Elmwood Village does. It's at the Pierce Arrow Building on the
really
23rd of November. And we're asked to do the after party. We've wanted to do like this kind of like if you remember like the old shock and awe parties and communist parties, like there's just like straight up dance parties.
Yeah,
there's kind of like not really those anymore. Even Friction, those are all gone. So we've been wanting to do like a dance series type show.
That's awesome.
And this is kind of like the springboard for that. It's almost like a soft launch. We're calling it Heavy Rotation.
I like it.
I think it's kind of.
I like the logo.
Oh yeah, I think that's Katie.
Yeah.
And so we've got a few DJs for that. 2 local DJs, ABC DJ and Medicine New York, and then 2 Rochester DJs. Well, a Rochester DJ Culture Club, and then a Rochester Synthio called Crushes. They're going to do a DJ set. So they're going to be doing the after party. But then our next like big blog party is our annual holiday party.
Yeah.
It's going to be at Duke's on December 21st, a little close to Christmas this year, closer than we normally do.
Yeah.
But we've got people coming in town, blog people that I wanted to be at these party.
Nice.
Or be at this party. And so our lineup this year, I was just thinking about it, we were talking about new bands. I think every Buffalo band I have in the bill debuted this year.
Oh, really?
So we've got Marine Biologists, who we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
We got Del Paxton, who we just
love
talked
him.
about. We've got Sports, which is a Rochester band, which I would describe as if Elvis Costello played like surf rock. I think they sound like that. They're great.
Right.
We actually had them booked for our last show, but one of their band members had like emergency surgery. He's fine. Like I think he had like back surgery. The drummer,
Okay.
like, he's fine. It's just like you can't
happened.
play. I mean, if you have back surgery and you're,
Yeah.
And then we've got a For Realists, which is a different band for us. They're kind of like party pop, like R&B pop.
Yeah.
They're like a lot of fun though, and all those people are like seasoned Buffalo musicians. They've been around for a while, but this is like a newer project. And then we've got John's, which is this really good like darker garage rock band.
Nice.
And then we've got Laura Robinson, who goes under the name of DJ Lulu. She's originally from Buffalo. She currently lives in Rochester, but she's going to be involved in the Mass Appeal. She's in that band Crushes.
Okay,
that's like
cool.
her duo.
Yes.
So she'll be involved in that, and that's going to be at Duke's. This is going to be our 4th party at Duke's. And I think it's great there. Like I really enjoy going to that venue.
Yeah,
they treat us really well. They get a good crowd.
Every time we've had a show there, it's been
I
packed.
really like it. I really like it there. So it's hard to leave there because you've got like the walking traffic of Allentown. They've got like they're like people that just go to Duke's on a Saturday night because that's what you do because that's their bar, and so it's hard to like leave there.
Yeah,
I've always thought like, oh, maybe if we did like. I'm not thinking of the waiting room, but just like the waiting room, for example. But there's no walking traffic over there. Like people don't just walk down there to go there. It's like it's hard to leave Allentown.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be the party. It's December 21st, Saturday, 10 o'clock. $5 cover as usual.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I hope so.
I've been slacking. I've missed the last 2. I think one I was in.
Well, you were in you were out of town for one, and the other one I think you were just.
I think I was just out of it and didn't make it. And I know it's slacking on my part.
It's all right. Can't make it to everything. Hey, I missed shows. Last week I said I was going to go to 3 shows. I went to 0. So I'm not one to talk.
And I guess going forward, I mean, obviously the new site launches next year.
New site. We have. I wish I could talk about it now. We've got like a massive thing that we're planning.
You've
in June
hinted at me.
You know what it is, but I can't say it now because there's still like some pieces not in place.
But I would say this. I'm going to really tease the shit out of this. I would say if this happens, I think it would be.
It is happening.
When this happens, I think it'll be one of the coolest things going on in Buffalo. Like, period.
I hope so.
On the scale of events that happen in Buffalo every summer, I would say that this would be the one I would look most forward to because
Thank you.
From the idea, it sounds perfect, and this could be a big thing in years to come.
Yes. The one thing I will say, it will be Allentown related or Allentown located.
Yes.
And it's the first weekend of summer. Weekend as in 2 days. So that's all I'm going to say right now. So it's going to be big. I just recently had a meeting with kind of like one part of this idea. I'm going to have a meeting with another part of this. It's so like stupid. Because I'm being vague.
No.
But like I don't want to announce anything until like everything is really set in place.
Yeah,
but
I totally
if we can pull this off, which we should. I mean, it's going to happen. If we pull it off successfully, it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really excited about this.
I can't wait. It's got me totally jacked up. I will be super pissed that I don't live in Allentown when this happens, but I am still super excited for it.
Good. You can crash on my couch.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Mac, thanks for coming down here, man.
Thanks for having me. We haven't been here in a couple of years. And,
right?
I know that things might be changing soon for you guys, so hopefully we could do this again sometime.
Yeah, I'd like to do that for sure. But thanks for coming down and keep up the great work.
Thanks for having me. You too.